everyone, it's Joelle and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm just gonna be doing kind of like a get ready with me, so you guys are just gonna kind of watch and see me just do my makeup. I've decided to start a new kind of series. I'm actually gonna start this off by moisturizing my face, so I'll be talking and chit-chatting and doing my makeup all at the same time for you guys. But I decided that instead of like planning out a whole separate, is there any freaking lotion in here? Whatever. But I'm gonna go in with my CosRx Cooling Aqua Facial Mist just really quick. But I decided that instead of taking the time to film like a completely separate like makeup tutorial videos, that I was just gonna start filming myself doing my makeup before I film like my main week's video, and then I would just put this video out later in the week for you guys, so kind of like a bonus video, right? So you still get a hair video, and then for those that are interested, I have a makeup video later in the week that'll come out. So this will probably come out, I'm hoping like Thursday or Friday of this week. Oh. Anyway, because it's winter, my face has been kind of dry, so I'm going in with my IOP Derma Trouble moisturizing cream. I really like this. If you're super acne prone, like I was, since I've been on the pill, I haven't really had a lot of issues, but this has been amazing. I've had no weird reactions. It keeps my face really calm, super moisturizing. I actually like to put it under my eyes. I know usually you're supposed to have a whole separate product for that, but we're compromising. By the time this video comes out, I should have already released my main choice review video. Okay, now that that's all in there, and yes, I will, you guys are kind of seeing me with my braid outs. This is actually the first time I've done a braid out. Now I'm gonna go in with my same primer you guys know I always go in with my IPKN Mattifying Gel Primer. I have an oily skin type. Recently it's been dry because it's winter, but I tend to have a pretty oily like T-zone. I'm gonna just apply my primer all over my face. Honestly, I just put it everywhere. I focus mostly in the center of my face because that's where most people look. That's where, you know, your T-zone and all the oils mostly are for me, you know, forehead, nose, especially my freaking nose. My nose is like a Christmas light all on its own. As we're going along here, my hopes are to now try and start putting 2 videos out. I've been saying this forever, but I'm kind of like, this is like, I'm going into my second like full year, hopefully, of YouTube, and I kind of want to just kind of up the ante, and I figured what better than, you guys are always asking me for makeup videos. I didn't want to like dedicate a whole week to like releasing one, so I figured this was kind of like the next best option, right? Next, I'm going in with my Laneige BB Cushion Pore Blur, and it's in shade 33, which is cinnamon. I don't remember where I got it. Yeah, I don't remember where I got it. But yeah. Might as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Film the makeup, for those of you that want to know about the makeup, and then, you know, shoot the hair video. Makes sense, right? But for my channel, I've been really enjoying doing the reviews. I think I might actually take a break from like reviewing an entire product line after this video, just until probably next month. I think my hair just kind of needs a break, like a consistent routine, which is kind of hard to do all the time when you're reviewing things constantly. And I just don't want to, no offense to like other hair YouTubers, I just don't want to ruin my hair by just doing too much to it at one time. So that's why I figured, hey, you know, 1 week I release a hair video, and if I don't release a product review, maybe I'll do like the DIY projects, or we'll do like a pamper routine or something. That's my biggest fear, is it's like I've already gotten here and I really don't want to ruin it kind of vibe. So I'm just dotting this all over my face. I didn't used to like the BB cushions. I kind of, for whatever reason, this shade has always like matched me the best. This Laneige one has been pretty much my favorite, besides like the Innisfree. It's not as dry as the Innisfree, but I like it because I can still, like, I still feel good, and it's super light coverage, but it just looks so natural. Like, you guys know how I am. I love natural makeup, natural hair, and you guys know I don't like to pack on a whole ton of makeup. Like, I'll play around with color, but I don't do anything like crazy. This just gives such a nice natural finish, and since my skin has actually been kind of liking me recently, I don't really need a whole much. It's mostly just patting in and making sure that it blends out. Next, I'm going to take my IPKN Mattifying Gel Primer. I don't have an eyeshadow primer right now. I've actually been just focusing on just trying to save my money, and I have discovered that this primer makes a pretty good eyeshadow primer too. I mean, hey, if it works for makeup, it'll work for my eyeballs, right? Okay, we're just going to pat that in until it feels... the only thing with this primer is, like, I feel like it's kind of... it makes you feel like your makeup's gonna slide around, but it doesn't. I also don't have my big mirror. I meant to bring in my big mirror that sits on top of my desk, but Tyler's sleeping, so I didn't want to bug him, because I am a nice girlfriend. We're gonna do some contour stuff before we powder. So I was at Fry's, and I just found the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circles, and I got one that's like a lighter color, one that's darker color. It's just for contouring, and I don't like to go too crazy, but I always like to start off with the dark one first. I just have stopped spending so much money on makeup, and I'm mostly just kind of focused on finishing out what I have. So I'm just turning, and I'm just going to go along my cheek here, or like my cheekbone underneath it. I don't really have like chiseled cheeks. Oh my god. I don't really have like really defined like cut cheekbones. My sister does. They're freaking gorgeous. But I'm just gonna go very lightly. Like I said, I don't want to do anything too crazy. And you guys are probably like, why do you do this? So I actually contour my lips. I was not blessed with full lips like some people. So I just kind of contour around my lip a little bit, and then I'm just dotting along my forehead. Especially since, so fun fact, if I wear my afro out, I don't contour my forehead, because I like to pull my curls down like on top of my head to kind of like frame my face a little bit. But since today's hairstyle is a braid out, and I don't know if I can get the hair to like lay down, I'm just going to contour my forehead a little bit. And then I'm just going to go down my nose, super light. I like to start off, oh yeah, and then I also, if you notice, I put it in my Cupid's bow, and then I just swipe it underneath my lip. And then I'm going to actually just go in and blend it out with a dry beauty blender, because I don't want damp. I feel like the damp, well, obviously the drier beauty blender is going to give you more coverage, right? Because the water's not like, what's the word I'm looking for? Diluting it at all. So I recently have just been using a dry beauty blender, just FYI, that's why it looks like it has poop all over it. But then I'm just going to lightly just pat until that blends in. And I do this thing where when I am blending up my cheek, I used to blend upward, but I think today I'm going to blend downward just to create more of a shadow. Here, I used to blend up, and then I realized that that was kind of doing the opposite of what I wanted it to do. I wanted to slim out this area, and I thought that like maybe by bringing it up it wouldn't make it so contrasty, but I want all the shadow right here. I want it to look like, okay, maybe not that bad. The natural version of that, whatever. Same with my jawline. I don't blend up whatsoever along my jawline. I like to blend downward like this down my neck. That way there's something that's connecting like the colors from my neck to my face, if that makes sense. Just kind of like light strokes that go down, 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 down. Just like this, and then I will blot it out underneath my jawline like this. And then we'll go back again with my cheek. So I don't want to go above where I put the contour line. That's what I was trying to explain earlier. Wherever I put the contour line, I don't want to blend too far up, because I want this area to stay brightened, and then I want the shadows to stay down here to make my face look a little more chiseled, because I wasn't born with cheekbones. And then sometimes I'll bring it out onto my ear just so it has a place to kind of blend into. And the same with my forehead. I'm actually going to blend back into my hairline. Sorry if the light's changing a lot. I actually have the blinds open to let some sunlight in today, and I'm really happy with how it looks on camera right now. It looks amazing. Good thing for living in Arizona, where you have sun pretty much like 90% of the year. 95, I take that. 98, I take that back. So here, I'm just gonna blend it out, like connect it to each other, because I just did dots, and then I'm just gonna blend it back into my hairline a little bit. It's actually gonna be a little bit easier to do it like this. And if you go too far, like, that's kind of why I wait to use the the lighter shade, because if you go too crazy with the contour, you can kind of hide it with the lighter shade, which we'll do in a second. For my nose, I think I've mentioned this in other videos, my contour, I stay exactly on that line as best as I can, and if I need to do any extra blending, then I'll blend down away from the center of my nose. But I mostly like to just kind of pat and follow, if you guys can even see that, I like to just kind of follow the line that I've already made and connect it up into like my eyebrow area. So press, 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 and then same with my lip. I just dab in that same spot like this. And then under my lip, same thing. I just want to keep the shadow right where I've already placed it. Not too shabby. Hey! This shade is called Tan. And this shade is called Neutralizer. I kind of feel the same way with highlighter as I do about contour. You can very easily go overboard. We're just going to do a few dots in a few places and then kind of blend out from there. So I'm going to put a few dots under my eyeballs because I've been sick and have not been sleeping. And then we'll do a little line down my nose. I don't know if you guys can see that at all. It doesn't look like a light hand, but it is. And then we'll do a few dots on my forehead. 3 or 4. Down on my chin. I'm just going to barely brush it on the top of my lip and my cupid's bow, and we're just going to leave it at that. I don't do it down the sides, nothing like that. And then go back in with my dry beauty blender, and we're going to take, even though there's a lot of the brown here, I feel like that helps kind of take out some of the extreme brightness of my highlighting color, but we're going to blend this up underneath my eye. And then I'm going to take it back up like this along the top of my cheekbone and then bring it down to the top. And then blend it down from under my eye, just down a little further to about the bottom of my nose. It's about how far down I'm going to blend that out. See, it's like I already know like what areas I want to be illuminated, so I just put enough to where it can spread out that whole area. I don't like to pack a whole lot onto one area, just enough to spread a nice thin, even layer to accomplish the task. So here we go. Blending this eye out, up along the cheekbone here, and then finish it off with blending not only under my eye again, and then patting it down no further, hopefully, than my nose. Blend, finish blending. Yeah, sometimes I feel like when the beauty blender is damp, it just kind of like, how do I explain it? It kind of like, for certain makeup, I feel like it kind of makes it fall apart on my face, and I don't like that. It's like I put it there, let's keep it there, we want it even, and then we're going to go on the tip and just lightly. I'm actually going to blend it up into my nose so that like the skin like on the outside of my nose blends in with the rest of my face. I don't know if you know that like some women have like this really distinct line where their makeup stops like under their nose. Now I'm going to go in with my Mercier powder. Oh, happy Black History Month, by the way, now that it's February. But I'm just going to take, I put some in the lid, but I don't really need to use a lot of powder, so whatever's in the lid I just leave there, and then I just kind of pat it in the top here. Very light. And I dust my entire face. I don't do the baking. I've never found that it really works for me. Personally, I will still get creasing. I actually found that the less powder I use, I still need some powder, the oil, and just kind of like to set everything. But I feel like baking doesn't work for me because just too much powder then starts to create a lot of the creases. It does pretty much the same thing. So I just put a little dusting powder all over and then go in with my setting spray later, and that seems to be working. I think now we can start on the eyeballs. So I'm gonna go, and this is my recent palette. So I'm one of those people who will use a palette and will use it for like 2 years before I just buy another one. Maybe I haven't used all of it, but I like to keep it a few years and kind of get all these colors. But I like it because it has a lot of bright colors, and it kind of encourages me to kind of like branch out and try different things. Ignore all the powder on the mirror. I use that to blend my brush. You'll see in a second. Since the main choice, this whole line is like focused around moisture and the color blue, that's why I'm wearing a blue dress today. So I'm thinking we're gonna try probably more purple and blues today. God help me, I'm so scared. I haven't really used blues, so We're probably just gonna try some sort of like really light smoky eye. I don't know yet. Let's just get started and see what happens. Okay, so I was going with my MAC 217 brush, nothing crazy, and I think I'm just going to lightly start off with this shade Chihuahua. Where'd it go? It's right here. It's the shade Chihuahua. It's like a light tan. I kind of see it as like a base color, nothing too crazy. And I'm just gonna pat that all over my eyes just to kind of like set the mood here. I'm gonna brush it a little bit underneath. You can see it's just really light. It's not really not meant to show up too much. It's literally the same color I am, but it just kind of sets a base, kind of makes the whole eyelid one color to start with, and also sets kind of like a powdery foundation. Like it's just like the powder that sets the primer that sets for everything else that's gonna go on top. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do my makeup today. Do I want to just do like bright blue on the inside and just kind of like smoke out the lash line? Maybe we'll try that. We don't need to do anything too crazy today. So I'm gonna go in now with this MAC 239 brush, actually, just because it's a little flatter. I don't know if you guys can even see that. It's a little bit flatter here. It kind of creates like a sharper, more distinct edge. I think I'm gonna go in with the shade Wolf, which is literally just a black. And I think I'm gonna do kind of just like a tight lining of my eyelid, maybe like smoke out the tip of it, and then we'll maybe just do a little bit of blue on the inside corner. Like I said, I've never really used blues, and I'm terrified of blacks, so we're gonna see how this goes. If the black doesn't go well, there's this really pretty shade called Save Them All that we might go over it with, but we'll decide. We'll see in a second. Oh God. Okay, so we're just gonna start really light here. I'm literally just tapping it. Okay, let's see if we can take some of the leftover on this eye here. It's working. Just go slow. Okay, well there's that. So I've just very, very lightly kind of like tight lined my eyes. I don't think it's considered tight lining when you do it on the top. You have to do it like under your lid. But I'm going to now just take a piece of tissue and I'm gonna brush off all the rest of that black that I have on there. We're just gonna smoke out what we have. But I think I'm actually gonna go in with that shade Save Them All, which is kind of like a sparkly brown, purpley brown, just to add a little more dimension than just like a plain black. So I'm gonna go in with that. Tap, tap, get all the excess off. All right, let's see how this works. I don't know about you guys, and don't get me wrong, like a good eyeliner is always like amazing. I have not really been that into eyeliner recently. For like months actually. I would wear it for my YouTube videos. Like I like how it looks on me. I just hate putting it on. It's a very stressful like 2 minutes for me. So we're gonna go over that. Do I flick it out? What do we do here? Ooh! I flicked it out and I don't like it. I'm mad now. We're going to go back in with the 217 brush and we're going to try and blend the Living Daylights out of this. And if we need to, then we'll go back in with some concealer and fix it up. Just kidding. I don't have that brush on me, so we're going to make it work today. Okay, so I'm going to go in. I'm just going to lightly kind of blend it upward just to kind of fill in the rest of the... And then you're probably like, why are you going to smoke it like in towards it? I don't want to elongate it too far, so I'm just going to take my brush and just kind of help connect this little like detached wing thing I have going on. Just like that, y'all, just like that. All right, next eye. See, we're making it work. We're making it work here. Are we doing it? Are we doing it? We're doing it. So now that I've gotten most of the black off of my 239 brush, we're gonna, I'm so scared. We're gonna go in with Spoiled, which is like the really shiny, bright blue in this whole thing. We're gonna go in with this, and I think I'm just gonna pop it on the inner corner of my eyes, and then we'll kind of decide where we want to go with this, like whether we want to connect it underneath, whatever the case may be, right? I'm gonna go in with the 239 brush, dab it on the Spoiled, I'm gonna pop it on the inner corner. Kind of see how this looks. Oh wow. It's very much more of like an aqua marine kind of color. Like I said, I'm no makeup artist. I just kind of like mess around until something works for me. I think I want to bring this up a little bit. We're gonna experiment. We're gonna get crazy today. And if I look stupid, I know you guys will forgive me. And then we're gonna go back in with the 217. By the way, these are the only like two eyeshadow brushes I own. This one's good for blending. This one's good for applying. I'm gonna take that 217. I'm just gonna, not the actual inner corner, but I'm gonna blend this blue kind of like into the brown a little bit. Just connecting it, essentially. And then underneath my eye. And I'm holding it at the tip because I've read you get more control that way and it's actually easier to blend. I kind of feel like I can put mascara on and we're gonna call it good. I think we're gonna keep it simple today. I think we're gonna call the makeup just the light. It's perfect, totally fine for me. So for my blush, I'm gonna go in with my Urban Decay Naked Flush Palette and I'm just gonna use the blush shade that's in there. I don't use it a whole lot because I'm a little scared of dark pinks, but I feel like this look, I think whenever you do a blue, you need some sort of pink in there to kind of help balance it all out, like browns and pinks. And I'm just gonna dab it. Just enough color to kind of help balance out all that blue that I'm wearing. We good? That looks sunburnt? No? Sweet. Sometimes I'll go in with like a powder to go over the contour. I don't think that's necessary today, to be completely honest. But we're gonna go in and do my eyebrows now and then we'll set the whole face. But again, I just found this one at Fry's. It is my Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer. It's kind of like in shade deep brown. I don't really know what the fiber things are, but it's just a mascara wand with some like brown jelly stuff on it. I don't really think I need a pencil. I don't really have an issue with like super sparse eyebrows. So I just needed something that was gonna give me just a little bit of color, but just like kind of more like hold them in place. So I'm just gonna comb this through. This isn't my favorite product, but like I said, when you're kind of like on a budget, you'll make anything work. If I do have a pencil though, I'll like elongate my brow a little bit, but I've just kind of just been doing this natural brow thing and it's been working for me. Cool. They're like in line, but still a little squirrely. Before I go in with my mascara and my highlighter and then any lip products, I always set my face. And we're gonna be using my Too Faced or the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 primer setting spray. The reason that, and I think I've explained it before as well, and this is dying because I just squirted a bunch of water all over my face. Or like, mine's dying. So mine's dying, so I have to go in and blot. But basically, I will use my highlighters and mascaras, and I totally got the setting spray in my eye. I go in with my highlighters after I do my setting spray because I feel like if I put the highlighter on and the mascara, one, the highlighter gets kind of like diluted and it kind of like the shine that I put on kind of goes away. And then my mascara, I don't want to re-wet it and then it gets like all over my eyes. So it gets a little crazy. We're going to do highlighter. I was using my fan brush, but I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay Naked Flush Palette again, and I'm just going to use whatever's left of the highlighting color in the very, very center. I just take my ring finger now, and I just rub it against the tops of my cheeks because it is a little too hard now for my fan brush to pick up on anything. We're just going to take my finger and lightly kind of just rub that in the top of my cheekbone here. And my nose. Definitely my nose. On the top of my lip or your cupid's bow. I'm going to put a little bit above my eyebrows today. We're almost done. Okay, so I'm going to go in with my mascara. This is also by Maybelline. I got it at Fry's, and I specifically picked the Colossal Big Shot because it was in collaboration by Makeup by Shayla, who's a black makeup artist, African-American makeup artist here on YouTube, and I wanted to support her. I just put it at my root and just shake and pull up. I will say it was on clearance, And this formula is a little dry, so that's probably why it was. So it's not my favorite, but I still wanted to support her. So I'm just gonna apply mascara on my top and bottom lashes really quick. Nothing too crazy. I do not like chunky mascara. It drives me nuts. Okay, and then a little bit on the bottom lashes. Perfect. And then last but not least, but lip gloss. So I think we're gonna go neutral, but really quick, I'm just gonna go in with some chapstick. It's just the Burt's Bees Beeswax Lip Balm. And a little bit of that. I found my, I'll have to put what shade it is down below in the description because it's in Korean and I forgot what it said. But I'm going with some Missha lipstick and I'm just gonna dab it on. Alrighty, and then I just finished it off with this 3CE Stylenanda Velvet Lip Tint in the shade New Nude. I've actually done a review video on these. Alrighty, that's that. So I'm gonna go untwist my hair real quick and then I will be right back to finish out the video. Alright you guys, and here is the final look. This is my makeup look for my main choice Sweet Tropical Moringa and Honey review. But yeah, with that said, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's look. I hope you guys also enjoyed this week's earlier video, and I'll see you in the next one.